Good morning. I absolutely chuckled this morning after I wrote my blurb and everything, and then I went to Tut's message of the day and the amazing synchronicity of his message based on what I had just wrote or compared to what I had just wrote down for the topic for today, which I actually determined yesterday, by the way. Anyway, the title is 2012. Let There Be Jubilee. I am certain I am not alone in longing for an end to all the confusion, the competition, and the sheer madness of our world. Many of us have been on the front lines working for real change for many years now, or even our entire lives. We are buoyed every time we get wind of good news, then our expectations are dashed when the hoped-for event does not occur as we thought it would. In our heart and soul, we long for the Jubilee, that time of celebration when the world is visibly liberated from millennia of abuse and ignorance. Oh, yes. And Mike Dooley, in his message for Monday, which hundreds of thousands of people around the world get, Tut's Adventurers Club, Tuts, Google it. What if today, Ron, was your day? The most amazing day of your life so far. A day that would change everything for the better. What's already good would become great. What's already great would become amazing. And what's already amazing would become the stuff of legends. And all you had to do to take advantage of the good and wonderful things about to happen for you was treat folks with a true and eager kindness. Think mostly of those things that please you. And go out in the world just a bit where you could meet and mingle and fall in love. Oh yeah. How much would you be clucking right now? Thumbs under your armpits, getting funky, bobbing your head. Start clucking, baby. Beam, gush, preen. You got it. The universe. And then the little P.S. Today's your day, Ron. Yet if by its end nothing seems to have happened, it may just mean that tomorrow, for sure, will be the most amazing day of your life. Yesterday was a most productive day for me. I mean, I don't think I laid down, I think, twice to nap, but I didn't. I didn't sleep. I had a lot of energy, and I actually kept working. I got a lot of what I normally do on Monday finished by around 10 o'clock last night. I mean, I still have stuff to do for Monday. I didn't create the weekend events page at all yet, but I did a lot of the updating of the calendar throughout the day yesterday and into the evening, adding things and taking things out. It was just a really productive day. I spent time outside in the yard working for about an hour or maybe a little over an hour. I spent time in the atrium soaking up the sun for all of you people that say I need to get outside more, which I do. I went out and I hugged a tree in the evening. And I walked in my suede slippers, which is about as close as I want to get my feet to the actual ground, sort of like Indian moccasins. I did a lot of things yesterday, and it was really productive. And when I went to bed, I was waking up every hour again, except I don't think I woke up at 2 anything. I think I woke up at 11 something, 12 something, 1 something, 3 something, And I didn't actually get myself out of bed till 4 something. So I was a little bit rushed by staying in bed till past 4. Normally I get up between 3 and 4, or normally between 3:30 and 4. But today I allowed myself to stay in bed just a little bit longer and rest. And still I got everything done and ready to start by 4:44, which is always my goal, unless I'm strongly impressed to do otherwise, which I have a few times, but mostly it's 4:44, and a lot of people look for it to be at that time. But there were also things that did trouble me yesterday, as I know that certain folks were having a 3-hour radiothon where they were exposing all of the ills of the Republic. And I want to apologize for saying that the Freedom Range people hate Tim Turner. They don't use that word. And I had quite a few people on my case saying, where did you hear them say that they hated Tim Turner? Well, I didn't. It's an interpretation, and I apologize for using a word that they didn't use themselves. I did get an email before I went to bed last night that there was an awful lot exposed about the wrongs Tim Turner has done. We'll see how it comes out, but I'm tired. I'm tired of all of the apparent competition. I'm in touch with another group of people, independent of either of those, that are working to right the wrongs of the world. And so many from around the world have been engaged in doing whatever we feel we can do in creating a better world for everybody, and healing the planet, and healing its people from the ignorance, and helping people wake up. And so many of us have been involved in this. And I applaud every time there seems to be momentum gained. Every time there seems to be a change that we can see and know with our minds, with our intellect, with all of our faculties. We can know it for sure. This really happened, or it's really happening right now. Something that we know will shift the whole thing, whether it's the mass arrests, but what is happening, whether the mass arrests happen. Some guy yesterday did a 19-minute video that I watched, and he says, that's a misfocus, the mass arrest. That's not what it's about. It's misdirection. What's really going on is the monetary system is being reformed. There's an overhaul taking place of the financial system of the world. That's happening. That's really happening. And there is news about it. Now, have the effects of that come down? Has the Federal Reserve and the other central banks of Europe that have been running the show, have they totally collapsed? Not that I can see. The IRS, still people are worried about filing their taxes. This is, yesterday was the 15th. So today is the final day for taxes, and still people are worried about filing their taxes in the United States. And around the world, people are longing. We're longing in our hearts. The flame of freedom is burning, folks, and it creates an awful lot of expectation and an awful lot of disappointment when those expectations are not realized. But we are on the edge of our seats, watching, waiting, looking for something that will come together. Many of us are looking for a time when we stop competing with each other and stop worrying about who's going to get the credit and who's going to get the glory. And just bring the changes here, folks. Bring something that we can count on. Now, no matter what happens, I'm convinced that no matter what happens, it's going to piss somebody off. I mean, that's just the way it is. Because some people, for example, those that would like to maintain the status quo and keep things going the way they've been going for a long time, and they can stay in the seats of power and live in their ivory towers and mess up the rest of the world, and it doesn't seem to touch them. I know they're going to be really disappointed when freedom comes to everybody. But for most of the world, It's going to be a time of rejoicing in the streets. It's going to be a time of celebration. It's going to be a time where children are laughing and playing, and parents are no longer worried about bad things happening. And we can cast aside all of our anxieties and all of our fears and all of our cares. And we can just let loose with joyous, joyous celebration. How we long for that, don't you? I mean, let's face it, I can understand the people that say, Ron, it really troubles me when I'm trying to get my mood in an upbeat state. And then you come along and you share something that's so troubling and so disappointing, and we expected more from you. And here you are dwelling in what appears to us to be fear, what appears to us to be negative. I get it. I get it. We want the positive so badly. So badly we want to experience this euphoria that we've seen it. We've seen it with the vision of our heart. We've seen it. We've heard it when others speak about the things in our hearts well up with joy and well up with hope and expectation. We feel it. And yet, it seems like the old world just keeps hanging on. Keeps hanging on. As Tut said, man, wouldn't it be nice that I could go out in the world just a bit, just a bit, where I could meet, mingle, and, oh yes, fall in love. Oh, would I not enjoy that? Would I not, would I not be so thankful that tears of joy would flood my eyes and my soul would feel as if the bonds that have been so prevalent would just fall off and I could be free. Free at last. I know you long for that. So many of you have worked so hard. And it doesn't matter which side, because really there are no sides. There's only us and the Spirit of God in us and the angels and extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. There's only us working and hoping and praying and wanting a world that works for everybody. Let the Jubilee come. Let the debts be forgiven, these onerous creations of a false prison, a prison without bars, but a prison that's every bit as real as Alcatraz or Sing Sing or any of the other famous prisons in our world. Oh, how we long for an economic system where the blessings are poured out on everyone and everyone gets to reap the benefits of living in a world of plenty. And it is a world of plenty. Lack is artificially created. There is plenty enough to go around. There is plenty enough to support everyone on the planet. All 7 billion of us on the planet could have everything that we actually need. All the food, all the fun, all the family and friends, all that we actually need, the shelter. We have the resources if only we'd stop the mindless insanity of our competing with each other. And me too. I'm not just saying you, I'm saying me. I don't care who sets this country straight. It's the work of a lot of people that have worked long and hard and prayed and wanted so badly for justice, for peace on earth. We've wanted it so badly. We want the Jubilee. Let there be Jubilee is the cry of my heart. It's the cry of many hearts around the world, even if you use a different word. Let there be resurrection. Let there be renaissance. Let there be great celebration. Let there be a rebirth of creativity. Let these things happen, which will lift our spirits and cause all of our beings to rejoice, so that everything that's wrong in our physical bodies falls back into place and is healed from all the disease and discomfort and pain that we've suffered through. Oh, so many things to be healed, so many relationships, so many wounds, so many problems that need to be fixed. And Jubilee is the time when we can let out a sigh of relief and say, finally, finally our day has come. Finally, our hearts are fulfilled. Yeah, there's still work to be done. But finally, there's something tangible that the whole world can see together and agree together that this is good, very good. May your day be beautiful. Thank you for listening.